Hi, writers. My name is Mrs. LaRocca, and I am here today to share some sentences from books with you throughout the next several lessons. And I hope that you are enjoying your time at home. I know it's really different, and learning through the computer and through your teachers without seeing them in person is very different and sometimes strange. And so I thought that I could help out and do my part from my house. This is my office, see all of my books, with some lessons around patterns of power. You may have been doing patterns of power in your classroom before you left. And so I'm going to share some additional lessons with you where we get to explore what writers do in the books that they're doing, through the computer, through virtual reality almost, right? And so today we're going to work with the book, The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. And I hope that you have seen him read it aloud. And I have found a sentence in there that I thought that we could explore. So let's take a look. Here is the sentence. Vashti smiled. Vashti smiled. What do you notice that the writer did in this sentence? What are some things that you notice? Some of you may have noticed that Peter started his sentence with a capital letter. That's right, there's a capital V at the beginning of the sentence. Huh. What if that word was in the middle of the sentence, the word Vashti? Would we still have a capital letter? We would, because it's the name of the girl, right? Vashti is the character's name, and we always capitalize names. So it would be capitalized whether it's the beginning of the sentence or even at that, in this case, in the middle of the sentence. What else did you notice? Oh, some of you noticed that period at the end. It's so important that we use periods at the end of our sentences or some kind of end mark to help our reader know that that idea is over and it's time to move on to another idea, right? We have to make sure our reader understands what we're trying to say. Now, a lot of you are saying, that is such a short sentence. There's only 2 words in it. That's right. There are only 2 words in the sentence. So is that a sentence then, if there's only 2 words? Vashti smiled. We know that a sentence has to have a subject and a verb, right? We have to have the who or what, and then what did they do? So let's see. Here is our sentence. Our subject is the who or what did or is something, and then the verb is what are they or what did they do. So if we go back to this, Vashti smiled. Who is that sentence about? Vashti. She's the one doing the action, right? And what is she doing or what did she do? Smiled. So we do have a subject and a verb in our sentence. Vashti smiled. Now, we don't use 2-word sentences very often, but we can when we're trying to have an effect on our reader. And that's what Peter H. Reynolds did here. He made it very simple, a very simple little action. Vashti smiled. Huh. Let's take a look at another sentence now. Vashti smiled. That's our first one. The bird flew. What do you notice is the same? And what do you notice is different between the 2 examples? Take a minute to look at those 2. So some of you may be saying that Vashti smiled is only 2 words and the bird flew is 3 words. You may have noticed that right off the bat. Because if we had bird flew, does that make sense? No, we need the article the before bird to help the reader understand that we're talking about the bird. Okay? The bird, and what did he do? Flew. The bird flew. Now, a lot of you notice that capital letter at the beginning and the period at the end. We need both of those in every sentence. So our reader knows where our ideas begin and where they end. Okay, we always need those punctuation and capitalization marks. Now, let's see. Vashti smiled. The bird flew. We know when Vashti smiled, the subject is Vashti. The verb is smiled. What's the subject in the bird flew? Who or what is that sentence about? Yeah, the bird. And what did the bird do? Flew. So we use our subject and a verb in my sentences. Let's say that focus phrase together. I use a subject and a verb in my sentences. Great job today. Tomorrow, or the next time that you watch one of these videos, we're going to go ahead and write a sentence together. Okay? Thank you.